If you look at the 5, it's a key connector because it connects with all of those face cards and 2 3s and 1 4s and 4 6s and 5 3. You see what I mean? 1 9 2 8 3 7 4 6 1. You got all of these possibilities. 1 9 2 8 3 7 4 6 5 1 4 5 2 3, and then Jack Queen 10 Jack Queen King. So the 5 is the main connector in the board. If you can improve by 5 or 6 points in this 20-point scale, that's a tremendous improvement. You'll find yourself in the money a whole lot more often. You'll also find that you still have friends. Even if you walk off with the money, folks that like you still like you. Don't worry about losing your friends because you're taking their money. They'll be there next week. And if you sharpen your game, you might have a chance to walk off with some more next week. So, and what that showed was that the top discard, as I suspected, was a 5-5. If I really want to make my crib score, or my opponent's score, we're going to do discarding your opponent next week. I think I told you what happened to me the last 2 times I threw 5s to my opponent. I threw 2 5s to their crib. The one fella got a 23. The next one got a 28. That's 51 between the 2 cribs. I have not thrown them since. And by the way, the guy that got the 28 in the crib died a week later. And I often think it was the shock of that crib that did him in. So if you want to experiment with a pair of 5s, you just go right ahead. But I quit doing it long ago. It's not Murphy's Law. It's not the cribbage goddess. It's preordained. But for instance, if you took the 3-5 and you laid out all the cards in the deck that would increase its value, there would be a whole lot more cards that would increase the value of the 3-5 than there would be the 7-7. See? Just think about that. 7-7, is it increased by 1, an ace? Yeah. 2, no. 3, no. 4, no. 5, no. 6, no. 9, no. 10, Jack, Queen, King, no. See the difference? There's never an agreement of 100%. Yeah, I've never seen it yet. I think if you had 3 5s and a Jack and 2 7s, and it was your deal, there would be some people who would put a Jack 5. Now, I don't know why, but there's never 100%. On any hand, no matter how simple it seems, there's never 100%. And there's usually possibility you didn't even dream anybody would ever throw it that way. Well, welcome to cribbage. Okay. So that's the one that we give up 4 points for. Now the second part of this rule, and we'll apply this to some other hands too. In fact, you're going to have an exercise on the big hand rule. The second part to this rule is to ask the question, do I still have the potential for 12 points or more? I started with 12, didn't I? If I wanted to keep the 2 5s and the 2 Jacks, I started with 12. So the second part, once I decide to put these down, the second part of the question is, do I still have the potential of 12 or more?
17?
Yes. So you got a way of checking it. The reason I mention this, I won't tell you who did this, but in one of my early classes, I told them they could give up that the pair of 5s was good to their crib, and they didn't get the rest of it. And they had 2 queens, 2 5s, and a 4-6. And they put the 2 5s in the crib. Well, I said, well, you missed the second question for sure, and I think you didn't get the first one either. You hear people talk about the basic 8. There's no such thing. There is no such thing as a basic 8. If you're getting the basic 8, you're winning cribbage games like you never saw in your life. The average hand is usually about 7.1. So, and there's a whole lot of 6s and 5s. So the idea that there's a basic 8, there's no basic 8. Forget that. And you won't need to know if you're picking up your cards every time you got 8. You won't need any of the stuff I teach here in class. You just show up and lay your cards down. But it's interesting to see the difference here on these middle cards, and of course that points out some of the real dangers when you put a middle card pair to the opponent's crib. It has a lot better chance of working than it does in your own. So don't fall asleep because you put a pair of 8s in your own crib and you got 2. The last 4 times you put it, you got 2. So it can't be all that bad. Throw them over there. And they got 2 also with a 0 following it. Okay.